and welcome to the Witch's Cauldron. This is Paula. Today's video is a deeper dive into the god and the goddess, and specifically the wild one aspect of the god. Now, personally, this was one of the hardest aspects of deity for me to really bond with. It and the Maiden were, I was going to say, very, very challenging for me to develop a very deep relationship with them. However, once I did develop that relationship, because I thought I was so far removed because of my age and everything that was going on at the time when I was studying, I didn't realize how deep these aspects can go to helping you heal and overcome insecurities with yourself. And I'm going to get into this a little bit deeper, and specifically the wild one god. I've done the one on the Maiden previously. I will link that in the description below if you haven't seen it yet. So, as the wild one, the god represents innocence and self-confidence and openness to everything that life has to offer you. Think of him as, a young child, or, that prepubescent male. And the innocence of wonder of seeing things brand new. Okay? Think of a little boy sitting down there like with a bug, just completely enthralled. Or, him chasing a firefly if you're in the U.S. and chasing a firefly, or picking up a worm and just being completely amazed at a worm. The wild one is spring, okay? He has not yet passed into manhood, nor has he accepted those responsibilities that come with manhood. Think about it. Once you're a man, you can be a father. You have those responsibilities. Go into adulthood. You've got to get a job. You've got, rent to pay, car payments. If you have a child, your responsibilities for raising and providing for family. Those kinds of responsibilities can tend to really weigh you down as you're going through life. The wild one is free and uninhibited. And I want you to remember that part there, the uninhibited. Little kids aren't afraid of anything, okay? That's why you grow a lot of gray hair when you're raising your kids, because you're always on edge, with the things that they come up with to do that could hurt them seriously, and they're completely oblivious to the dangers. Okay? And sometimes that's a good thing. They're completely oblivious as to what other people think about them. He reminds you to stop and smell the roses and to appreciate everything that you've got in your life, no matter how small or insignificant that may seem. Okay? Now here is the part of the charge of the god that is related to the wild one, and I'm going to read it. I am the master god, uninhibited and free. I dance with the maiden goddess to bring the spark of life to Mother Earth. I look for adventure everywhere I go, for I know that adventures will heighten my sense of freedom and spontaneity. I see the world with newness and an awe that allows me to appreciate the smaller things in life. I move forward, unafraid of being hurt or disappointed. Honor me by walking in nature when the sun first reaches the sky, and see the world as I. Quiet, peaceful, beautiful. Feel me in the rays of the dawning light, and know that there is much left to offer in this life. Now, some of the wild one or master gods, and I don't mean master as in, master and slave. I mean master as in a young man, okay? Some of the wild one gods that automatically come to mind for some people, the first one is Apollo. And he represents healing and the arts. And his symbols are the lyre, the bow, and the arrow. Okay. Another is Hermes. And he represents communication, thought, and travel. And his symbols are the caduceus, the medical snake. That's a caduceus. The winged helmet and winged sandals. Another one from the Celtic pantheon is Angus. And he represents youth and music, and his symbols are birds. 3 more that I did research on when I was going through. I'm sitting here referring to my old chapters that I went through, and this was specifically in my high priestess level of training. So the first one that I researched was Ganesha. But I'll pop a picture of him up right here. He is the remover of obstacles. He is like the god of success. And he is particularly honored at the Hindu festival of lights known as Diwali. His sacred items are red, yellow flowers, nectar, shiny coins, the lotus, the Om symbol for Om, quartz, and the herb Damiana. Another one is Pan from the Greek pantheon. And Pan, if you remember in Greek mythology, is the consort to the nymphs. The correspondences for him, his intent and aspects, refer to fields, groves, fertility, spring, and music. And his sacred items are the phallus, music, flute, musk, the devil card in tarot, and goats. And in the Celtic pantheon, from specifically Irish, not just Celtic, is Angus MacCog. And his aspect is music, magic, romantic love, dream work, and protection for lovers. And his sacred items are bowls, sapphires, red roses, copper, and rose quartz. And part of working on a deeper level with the various aspects, when you think of the wild one god, you think of that uninhibited child, that little boy, the wonder, stopping and smell the roses. But working with the wild one can help you with some pretty serious subjects like rape and abuse, fear of abandonment. And, a lot of people go with this when, they've had splits in their family, or they haven't known their father figure along the way, or they haven't had a mother figure along the way. Loss of passion for life. Hey, you get older, you just get so bogged down. You just every day just seems like a chore, and it shouldn't be. You can embrace the wild one to help you get through those periods where you just feel like you don't even want to get out of bed. Another thing that the wild one is great at helping you with is your sexuality and masturbation. It's totally normal for people to masturbate. Okay? It's okay. It's not a dirty thing to do. And he can help you get that way. And through that process, then help you feel more comfortable with your body and changes with your body, especially, as you get older and everything starts heading south. Honey, he's a really good good aspect to work with to help you come to terms with your new body as you're going through things. He's really good also to help you, like if you are a woman who has gone through, say, a double mastectomy or a mastectomy, and to help you accept that new state of body for yourself, okay, and to love and still appreciate it in any form that your body comes to take as you grow older, okay? Also, the wild one can help you learn to trust others, can help you with trust issues. I am one of those people where I have a wall around me and I let very few people in through that wall. And the wild one helps me accept more people into my life and not have that wall up all the time, okay? Some altar ideas for the wild one are yellow, light green, or light blue colored items, like your altar cloth. Yellow jasper, citrine, and carnelian. Think of those like yellow, red, orange kind of warm, sunny stones. White oak bark, pine, cedar bark, and St. John's wort. The compass and a map, the adventures, having the compass and the map to lead you on your new adventure so you can still find your way back home. Toy animals, and yellow, light green, and blue candles are all associated with the wild one. Now, when I was going through my training, this is how I described the wild one God. He is free from inhibitions and full of wonder and awe. He is the spirit of adventure and discovery. The wild one is wild abandon and a lust for life. When I was going through, we had to find ways to connect with each one of the aspects. And for the wild one, I connected with him in the mornings when I'm walking my dogs at first light. My pooches, when they wake up, they got to go outside very first thing. And a lot of times it's, right as the sun's coming up or right as it's broken the horizon. It's early in the morning. Daylight saving time means absolutely nothing to them. When the sun's up, they want to get up. And taking them out, and even if I just let them, instead of walking them, let them in the backyard, I go out on the deck with my cup of coffee and just connect with the wild one at that first light of the morning. When I take them out in the summertime, I literally take time to stop and smell the roses. If I walk around in the neighborhood and I find like wild daisies, or we have black-eyed Susans and tiger lilies here where I live in the South, I will stop and pick some wildflowers along the way, okay? The wildman helps me let go of a lot of the crap that's holding me back as a person. And he helps me find that silver lining even in times of trouble, okay? My mother used to say, there is a lesson and a blessing in everything that you go through. You just have to look for it and open up your eyes and mind to see them. And sometimes we get so bogged down in all of the bad shit that's going on, you forget to see the silver lining in things. Like recently, at the time of recording this, the world has been undergoing a pandemic. This helped me reach out to older people in my neighborhood to see, hey, do you need anything? Do you need prescriptions picked up? Do you need any groceries? I'm heading to the store. Can I pick something up for you? Or I'll cook something and I'll say, hey, I just made some dinner. Do you guys want some? And take them over a dinner or a lunch or something like that, making extra because I can. Because at one point you couldn't hardly even get anything delivered around here. So, that was my silver lining. was this, even though everything crappy was going on in the world and a lot of unrest and everything, this made me be a better person because I got to know some of my older neighbors better. And I did reach out and I did try and take care of them and help them get through this, because it's challenging with their health issues for them to get out and go anywhere. And they didn't have any family near to help them. So that was my silver lining through going through all this pandemic and everything, is being a better person for it. So one of the assignments when I was going through everything was to write an invocation and release for the Wild One. And here is what I wrote. I call to the Wild One, God, to bring a sense of wonder and awe to this rite. I welcome you with the hope and dawning of a new day. Blessings and welcome. The release that I wrote. Thank you, Wild One, for reminding me of the wonder of life and all it holds. I will hold the unbridled awe in my heart until we meet again. Farewell and blessed be. We also had to write a version, our own version of the charge of the God, and we had to write, for each of the three main aspects of the charge of the God. Now, mine for the Wild One was, I am the Wild One, joyful and free, frolicking in a field of flowers. I am the source of joyful abandon and childhood joy. Call on me at dawn's first light to embrace the beginning of a new day and all that it brings. Now, also part of what we had to do was do what is called a God self-blessing. So this would be a blessing that you would do in the morning. You go and you can either sit outside at dawn's light, or you can, if the weather's cold and bitter, or, there's a reason why you can't go outside, you can go and look at yourself in a mirror. And you state your name and then come up with 3 things about yourself that relate to the Wild One. Okay? Mine were, my name is Paula. I am courageous. I am joyful. And I appreciate the little things in life. So those were 3 things that I do in the morning as part of my God blessing for the day. Okay? The goddess blessings I do at night. The God blessings I do throughout the day. So that is it, my friends, for the Wild One God. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give the video a thumbs up. It does help in the algorithm and gets my videos pushed into, the recommendations. And consider subscribing before you leave, okay? As I always say, my friends, merry we did meet, merry we will part until we merry meet again. Be well and walk in love and light, everybody. Bye.